Archer's Goon by Diana Wynne Jones. Read by Miriam Margolyes. The trouble started the day Howard came home from school to find the Goon in the kitchen. It was Fifi who called him the Goon. Fifi was a student who lived in their house, and when Howard pushed Awful into the kitchen and slammed the door after them, Fifi was sitting on the edge of a chair, fidgeting nervously with her striped scarf and her striped leg warmers. "Thank goodness you've come at last," she said. "We seem to have somebody's Goon. Look." The Goon, sitting in a chair by the dresser, was filling most of the rest of the kitchen with long legs and huge boots. The Goon's head was very small, and his feet were enormous. Howard's eyes travelled up a yard or so of tight faded jeans, jerked to a stop for a second at the knife with which the Goon was cleaning the nails of his vast hands, then travelled on to the little round fair head in the distance. The little face looked half daft. Howard was in a bad mood anyway. That was Awful's fault. Awful had made him meet her coming out of school because, as she said, he was her big brother and supposed to look after her. When Howard got there was Awful racing out of the gates, chased by 20 angry little girls. Awful was shouting, "My big brother's here to hit you! Hit them, Howard!" Howard didn't know what Awful had done to the little girls, but knowing Awful, it was bad. He objected to being used as Awful's secret weapon, and now he came home to find it full of Goon. "Who is he supposed to be?" Howard asked Fifi. Fifi jittered nervously. "He just walked in and sat there. He says he's from Archer, whoever that is." Howard was big for his age. On the other hand, so was the Goon, big for whatever age he was, and the Goon had that knife. Howard thumped his bag on the table. "Well, he can just go away," he said. It didn't come out as fierce as he had hoped. "Go away, Goon," Awful put in. "Howard's bag's covered with the blood of little girls." This seemed to interest the Goon. He spoke in a strong, daft voice. "Don't see any blood, and we don't know anyone called Archer," Howard snapped. The Goon grinned, a daft, placid grin. "Your dad does," he said, and went back to cleaning his nails. "He smells," said Awful. "Make him go, I want my tea." The Goon did smell, rather, of rotten eggs. "I want my tea!" Awful yelled, in the piercing way that had earned her name. Her real name was Anthea, but she had been awful from the moment she was born. A slight quiver ran through the Goon. "Shut up," he said. "Shan't," said Awful. The Goon's daft round eyes turned to look at Awful. He seemed amazed. Awful looked back. She drew a deep breath and screamed. Dad always said that scream had emptied buses since Awful was a month old. Now she was 8, it was truly horrible. The Goon cocked his small head and listened almost appreciatively for a second. Then he grinned. "Oh, shut up," he said, and threw his knife at Awful. At least, that was what seemed to happen. Something certainly zipped past Awful's screaming face. Awful ducked and stopped screaming at once. Something certainly landed thunk in Howard's bag on the table. After it had, the Goon went placidly back to cleaning his nails with what was obviously the self-same knife. Howard, Fifi, and Awful stared from the knife in the Goon's hands to the raw new rip in Howard's bag. How did he do that?" said Fifi. The Goon spoke again. "No, I mean business now." He sounded rather smug. "Stay here till I get..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?